everybody. Welcome back once again for another episode of One More with Danny Coleman. That would be me. I'm Danny Coleman, and this is my table full of guests. Tonight we have what I am calling this here Sponsor Night. So my sponsors are here this evening. So One More with Danny Coleman is sponsored by Mario DiBartolo of Monmouth Music. And that's right. Give Mario a hand. That's right. Monmouth Music, where we are coming to you live from right now. Monmouth Music in Red Bank, New Jersey. And next to him is Miss Dee Montanaro, one half of Strawberry Pie.
Hello.
And part of the Downtown All-Stars of Red Bank with their new single, Magic on the Navasink. And Dee, you brought along with you
my paisan.
The paisan.
Say hi.
Hello. Glad to be here. The paisan.
Hey, it's really great to be here. Steve Martin, that's right.
Hey.
It's an Italian show.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah. That's true.
Oh,
We're all bada bing and stuff.
What the hell? How'd you get on?
Yeah, my name doesn't end in a vowel.
Yeah, really.
That could be trouble.
Need to be careful tonight.
My name doesn't end in a vowel. Audra's not here.
Audra's not here.
All right, guys, thanks for coming on. We're done tonight.
It's been lovely. Thank you for having
Here on
us.
Sponsor Night. And, of course, Antoinette Boulangerie.
Antoinette's Boulangerie. You want to eat that.
That's right. Look,
Ah.
you want to eat that.
Look, it's
You do.
pastries and-
I thought that was your piece right there.
It will be my piece when we're
Okay.
done.
All right, well, there you go. See, come to One More with Danny Coleman. Come visit Monmouth Music where you can pick your own piece every Monday night. From Antoinette Boulangerie.
It's really good, actually.
Actually, yeah, the pastries are
Delicious.
outrageous. Nash, would you say they're outrageously delicious?
They are.
Outrageously delicious.
And Nash is really nodding his head, so he means it.
He does.
Yes.
He is. Nash is the glue that holds this program together. I want you to know that. You can refer to him as Mr. Glue from now on. Elmer's.
Elmer's.
We'll call him Elmer from now on.
Well,
He's
that
super
could mean
glue.
that could mean he's a millionaire.
True.
If he's
And he
Elmer,
owns a mansion,
a
with a
mansion
yacht.
and a yacht.
That's right. Elmer J.
See,
Fudd.
that's not the
millionaire.
worst name ever.
Hey, you have Tom back here.
Hi, Tom.
There we go. We're good. The camera guys. So, we are coming to you live tonight. Tonight is sponsor night. If there's any subject you would like us to cover here, or any guest you would like to see on One More with Danny Coleman, please email me at dcoleman.drice, that's D-R-I-C-E, dcoleman.drice at gmail.com, and we will do our best to do that for you. We try to, fill all the requests.
You always please.
We do.
Yes.
I do. I try.
You do.
I do more than just try your patience, Mario.
You're unbelievable.
Now Mario's not feeling too well, so we're gonna get to him right away, and
I'm very cold. I need more coats. I'm very hot and I need less coats.
I see.
Can you see that movie? Dewey Cox, Walk Hard?
Oh.
Yes. One of the funniest movies ever. God, Danny,
Love
I'm
it.
sorry.
How many coats is it that you wear?
Depends on how cold you are.
And if you were a painter, how many coats would you use?
Depending on how many coats you need.
Excellent. To paint this red
You
wall?
wanted me to be on the show, so
I
I'll tell
did.
you.
I
You know.
did.
I think you
I'm
need
not
to
like
stay.
your normal guest. I mean, they're used to this.
Many people come to you and they say, Mario,
Yeah.
I want to buy a guitar. And
Just
you've only-
like that,
You've
they
only
say.
got you've only got what, maybe
A couple
7
hundred.
or
Yeah.
8,000.
A lot.
There are other instruments on guitars. You do know that, right?
We have drum accessories. We have orchestra instruments. We have all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Now you bought Monmouth Music,
Yes.
and before you bought it,
Yeah.
you basically hung out here for what, a year or so before you made the decision to.
During the process of the purchase,
Yeah.
about a year. I met Nick, the previous owner and founder, in July of 2015. I had left my company in New York. We had sold the company, and I was looking for a real estate investment, and the fact that I was a weekend musician, if I can find a music store connected to the real estate, it would be a home run, but I didn't expect to find both connected in a demographic or an area that the real estate would be that relative from an investment standpoint. But when I met Nick through a mutual friend, one of the vendors here, we were able to negotiate a deal over about 4 or 5 months that would include the real estate. And with the business aside, the real estate in Red Bank is, depending on what you get it for, price per square foot or whatever, is some real opportunity here in the real estate market, particularly what's going on in town with the Count Basie, the expansion, the projected parking lot in the back.
I was going to say they're actually going to put parking.
So it's getting closer. It's getting closer to that. So the real estate deal was really the impetus behind the whole thing, and we were able to roll in the business into one deal. So I got what I was looking for, Nick got what he was looking for, and it's a very viable business. It's been here, it will mark 30 years in April of 2017, which is unheard of in the mom and pop music industry as an independent dealer. But the fact that it's located in a area like Red Bank with the demographics, with the median income, with the amount of foot traffic, and more importantly with the amount of music venues in a 30 or 40 mile radius, it really makes it attractive from a business owner standpoint as an independent music dealer. As long as we continue to offer, significant amount of brand name instruments, our pricing is better than most. We have a significant amount of students that support the cost and the overhead, almost 150 a week or not more.
That many.
We have 13 teachers on staff. As long as that continues and the growth of the town continues, as well as the surrounding areas are attractive, because with the Roseberry and Little Silver, what have you, it really puts the business in a good position to go forward. And because I have stake in the game, owning the building, I'm going to be here for a while. Yeah, at least that's what the bank.
And
you're going to be here a while. Okay.
It should be duly noted, that Mario is one of the most talented guitarists I've ever had the pleasure to
Oh boy.
witness.
Oh boy.
Yes, he played a little bit before.
boy.
He was just
He did.
tooling around, and I'm like,
No.
oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Now, Mario, you're part of the Rock and Roll Review. You're what, original member of the Herd of Blues. You've been
I played around.
a little bit.
A little bit.
Mario is from
Under
my
the
area
radar.
where I grew up. We grew up in the same area, and he can tell you the
Which
bygone
is-
days,
Which
which is Hamilton, New Jersey.
Mercer County, Hamilton,
Mercer
Bucks County, Pennsylvania, all really connected. New Brunswick, that area.
Within 8 miles of Trenton or less.
Yeah.
Which is funny because
state
the
capital.
same guys that played down here, there's the same characters, and myself included, in that group. So it's a very interchangeable, group
musicians
of.
Musicians
It
are
really
all-
is funny, But and over the years, the guys down the shore, what I considered the shore, was always the Asbury, this Red Bank music scene. There was a lot of interaction between, so a lot of guys. When I bought the building and the business, or bought the business last year, I run into a lot of guys, and I go, "Oh, I remember you. You played at so and so." And I go, "Oh, I know you. You played, So, and they've all been the beauty of the musician community, which I'm sure you can attest to, both of you, is that there's a somewhat of a camaraderie ship, and the guys around here, and I can name a few. I don't want to embarrass anybody. I don't know if they, a couple guys like the Bobby Bandieras and a couple of the other guys, they welcomed me with open arms. We're so happy that you continued the business, but we're so happy that you're a fellow musician. And once you get to a certain level, there's this musician and there's this, but they're all the same.
Yep.
And I find the older you get, the guys and women that are left, that are still doing it, there's a special camaraderie and appreciation for what each person does. And I always felt that if I owned a music store, that the working musician is who I need to, not cater's too weak a word. It's I need to be here for you, and I will do what I need to do to help you, get your agenda or your career a little further ahead, and which is case in point why we're doing this every Monday. And if this was another job, I'm not going to be here till 10 o'clock at night every Monday.
Yeah,
but because of people like yourself and particularly up and coming younger singer-songwriters, I mean, we're not putting you on NBC on Saturday night, but it's one other venue or one other avenue to hopefully get who you are out there and let maybe somebody that wouldn't normally hear you. So I feel responsible to do that, and I would want somebody to do that for me when I was 20 or 30 or whatever, and I have an opportunity to do it. So
And
you
please-
asked me to talk, dude.
I
Can
did.
keep talking.
And I'm letting you go.
I'm just warming up.
You know me. I don't step on my guests.
Let's get really.
Oh,
I'm
I see
sorry.
what that's how that is,
Oh,
Nash.
boy.
There's going to be a new show on
It's the
Tuesday
Mario
night.
show.
If there are,
One more with Mario.
if barrels start rolling down here, I'm getting ready.
Well, I'm just going to add to what you're saying
Yeah, jump in,
about the camaraderie. All these established musicians that you and guys like Bobby Bandiera and people that you probably didn't mention, but you
A
may
lot of
have.
people.
Yeah, a lot of these
Lot of
people. I mean, I'm not in my 20s or 30s, but I'm a newbie in the scene.
Yeah.
And Laura and we've only been around for 4 years. And it's people like you guys that have embraced us and welcomed us and kind of mentored us into all these, different events and things. And we really appreciate that because you guys know what it's all about. You know what it takes to get out there and accomplish something. And we appreciate the fact that there's such a sense of community that instead of shutting people out, this community welcomes everybody and helps the new people
Yeah, really
get
does.
ahead and works together with us and includes us in their shows and I mean
The scene down here is particularly big on that with the light of day and with the things going on in Asbury and the things going on in the summer. In Red Bank, the area I come from, the Hamilton area, there's just not many venues. I mean, there used to be a lot going on, and everybody supported everybody, and everybody, wanted to see the other guy get ahead and would invite him to do this event or that event. It's just not like it is down here. There's a lot
Yeah.
We
of
don't have the
opportunity
venues
in
left,
venues.
Mario. Remember
There
my
really
column
are.
in the Trentonian? You would open it up. It would be the entire centerfold of the paper, both sides.
In the 70s
And when I
and
took
80s,
it over,
there was,
they said you get a quarter page. What?
there were 30, 40
Worked my way
venues
up
to
to a
play in the 70s and the 80s, like probably within 10 miles
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
Trenton area. And
I have 10 gigs within 5 minutes of my house.
yeah. So you
Yeah,
guys still have that opportunity
Yeah, it's great.
down the shore. And it's still a cultural center. It's still an arts center. It's a destination place, whether it's Asbury, which is building crazy over the last couple of years, and places like Red Bank. But other places, I've got a lot of friends that are musicians, whether they're in Philly or they're in Hamilton, Trenton, whatever, and it's just dwindling. Some of the places, a lot of the places
The venues are
to
going
play
away.
are dwindling.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
And Monmouth Music is an integral part of that now.
But
Tell-
the dwindling part?
yes, the dwindling part.
That sounded good.
gee, I don't know about that
Monmouth
segue.
Music is an integral part of the community here that is thriving.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
what you have to do to be part of it, is basically just maintenance. You have to continue to nurture those relationships.
Yes.
Because Nick, right, that owned it before.
Nick.
Yeah, he built, the foundation. So now you just pretty much have to nurture it along. But one of the things that I wanted to bring up is that this play, you'd be surprised who you find that comes in and out of Monmouth Music.
You don't have
Right.
to tell me. I'm starstruck once a week. It's crazy.
So
I know.
I mean, it's
I know. When
crazy.
I walked in the door, you got all verklempt and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're with me.
You got me crazy.
I know, really. It's like
I know what you mean.
I mean, who's been there, right? I've seen you with Zach Wilde. I've seen you with Bobby Bandiera. I've seen you with.
wow, that's Zach Wilde, Bob Van Der. Wow,
That's the disparity.
that's quite the
Quite
range
the-
there,
The
Well,
zone.
and
I gotta
everything
tell
in
you,
between, right?
Here's what happens. Because of the affluence of some of the surrounding areas, which they consider this their downtown, you get a significant amount of celebrity traffic because, every actor wants to be a musician, every musician wants to be an actor, so you get a lot of celebrity traffic, guys that want to be drummers or want to be guitar players that happen to have some celebrity for other reasons, whether they're on TV or they're actors or whatever, and they live in this area or they frequent the area, maybe for the summer or whatever. So yeah, you get a lot of interesting celebrity traffic that I'm really not accustomed to. The guys that work here, they just go, "Oh, how you doing? How you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that was that just walked in, and but what I found was because of their interest in arts, they're as happy as anybody else that the local music store independent dealer is surviving.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm very grateful that they come in and spend whatever they spend, whether it's $5 or $5,000, that they would come here. They don't have to. True. Somebody for them can say the guy wants a drum set, or somebody for them could say, even to the extent where they could say, I want a sponsorship with this vendor, and the stuff just gets delivered, but they still come in, and because of the Count Basie, when you have traveling acts that go into the Count Basie, a musician, as I know and I don't care if you're making $10 or you're making $10 million. If you got an hour to kill, and there's a music store around the corner,
You're there.
you're going to go to the music store. So I get a significant amount of that traffic. And they're all, Zach Wilde was such a nice guy.
Yeah.
What a nice guy. I thought he was going to rob the place. He looked so scary.
That was the
when he
show we
walked
were
in.
at.
That was an amazing show.
Oh, he's hugging
Yeah,
me.
my
I had-
son got touched by him. He was so excited.
When he went down the aisle.
When he went down
Oh,
the
that's cool.
aisle, he played, walking up and down the aisles, and my son is a big fan.
Yeah.
And he high-fived him, and my son was like just beaming. Yeah.
He hugged me. Then the next morning, I walked next door to get coffee, and he tugged on my pants. I says, dude, I thought you were leaving yesterday after the show. And he says, no, bro. He says, let's have breakfast.
Wow.
He's hugging me, and he's this. What a nice, just a gentle, not huge, big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
killing
really
it.
gentle.
That's the show you told me about.
Yes.
Yes.
Generation
Freestyle
X.
is-
It was
Yes.
the last night of that
Gen
tour.
X, yeah. Yeah. He sends me, he goes, you should take Victor to this show. And I was like, oh, yes. Amazing show.
Yeah.
You know who else I'd like to mention, who's now very famous, and he's friends of ours, who
Andy.
stops in,
He's-
other than Andy, is Hal Seltzer.
Oh, yeah.
And Hal is a friend of ours from back in Hamilton, and he just got the gig with Joan Jett.
Yeah, he's an amazing
And,
bass player.
Yeah.
He's
Jet's
and he's
bass
such a
player.
nice guy. And he comes in, whenever
Still
he's a
plays
count
with
bass,
Gary, too.
Yeah.
U.S. Bonds. He came in on Thursday night or whatever. They were filming something private for Joan Jett and Little
Okay.
Steven. It wasn't open to the public. But, here's a guy, makes a point of coming over to say, hey, Mario, how you doing? He's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Such a nice guy. And, a lot of the celebrities that come in, they're just very, they're nice. Just nice. Bon Jovi's band, some of those guys come in. Max Weinberg's been here. But I also think they find it a safe, I don't want to say haven, but nobody takes their pictures. Nobody's going,
You don't have a
crazy
bunch of
on them.
crazy
It's a very
nut job,
calm,
yeah.
it's their neighborhood store. So I'm very thankful for that.
Oh, there
that
you
they
go.
come here.
That's right, Monmouth Music, right here. That's where Mario, and we can't thank you enough, Mario. I know we thank you.
Thank you, Mario. Thank you for having us.
Mario!
Stop.
I'm so happy that you're here. I grew up on this store. I bought my first good guitars in the store.
Yeah.
I came to the store for years, and when I heard it was being sold, I was afraid I'd have to go to a corporate store now. And
Can't do that, yeah.
it just takes everything to drag me through the door of one of those. So I'm so glad that
And
you're here in town.
I appreciate
Yes.
it. So many people say that. It's really to the credit of Nick Trocchia that started this from nothing. This was a hardware store or something. And this is really his, making. And like you said, it's a maintenance issue for me. But there's so many people that come in here and say, I bought my first guitar here. I took lessons here. I'm so happy that you're still here. It's humbling.
Yeah,
The
it's
amount
great.
of people that say that. So that goes to Nick, for starting this business. So,
Well, I anticipate a fabulous celebration in April of 2017.
and there will be,
Yeah.
and there will be, and you will be here.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, we
We'll
plan
book
on
it,
being.
yeah.
We would love to be here because
Whatever we plan, you will certainly be.
And you know what else will be here?
And included in whatever's going to happen.
Thank you.
There will be pastries from Antoinette Boulangerie.
The same
Who
one.
specializes in creating
You
delicate
want to
and
eat
sophisticated
That will
works
be
of
the
art.
same dish here in April.
Using only the
So-
highest quality ingredient. Yeah, we could leave it here for till
No,
April.
I'm eating those. Those are mine.
I think they use so much butter that they'll stay fresh. now.
Those were donuts in September. Now they look like Danish. They
were
got all
donuts.
twisted.
Located at 32 Monmouth Street in the heart of downtown Red Bank, they are a fully operational bakery with all baking done on the premises daily by Mario. In addition to the handmade variety of croissants
Croissant.
and Danish, Antoinette's also offers a dizzying array of traditional French pastries, macaroons, cookies, and savory treats.
That's
Find
what
them
it
at
is.
Antoinette
I was wondering why I
Boulangerie.
felt lightheaded. It's 'cause
.com.
it's a
That's
dizzying
right.
array.
It's a dizzying array.
That's good.
Correct.
Gluten bone.
Well, I am not gluten free. I love gluten and sugar and flour, so I'm eating all of that.
Excellent.
yeah, man.
And you are also here representing the Downtown All-Stars of Red Bank.
Yes, yes, we are.
And
Does that mean I have to talk now?
Now it's
and
your
this
turn.
and
hate
this
that,
fine
don't
this fine
the
thing
life
right
out
here,
of
magic on the Navasink,
Magic on the Navasink.
which is the new compilation disc,
Yes.
which has how many there?
Oh my
18
God.
tracks.
So many tracks.
18 tracks. See, I did that
Oh,
without
wow,
my
18
glasses.
tracks.
Wow, I'm
And
putting
the
my
severe
glasses
bright
on.
lights of Hollywood behind me here.
I'm putting my glasses on because when you're 52, you can't see nothing.
Yeah, well, you
remember
just
the
you just
52.
ruined it
Oh,
for
that
me
was
because you
nice
told me
one.
you're not in your 20s or 30s.
was
After you've been telling me that for the last like 30 years that you're 30.
I know, well, I go around telling people I'm 65,
Nice.
and I'm not.
You look great.
That's for
Thank
discounts.
you. Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, that 10% adds up, okay?
That's right. I'll take
And
you
you
with
know
me
what?
to Kmart
Sometimes
on
I do want
Wednesday.
to have dinner at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Because we
Blue
can.
light
the
special. I love the diners.
Okay, so you had bright
Yes.
lights on Broad Street,
Bright Lights on Broad Street.
and
Our,
now you've got this one.
You helped us promote Bright Lights on Broad Street a couple years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and the Downtown All Stars is a nonprofit organization that dedicates itself to producing CDs with local musicians who donate their original music, and then we sell those CDs, and the funds go to a charity of our choice, voted on by the board of directors. The first CD that we did that you helped us promote, the Bright Lights on Broad Street, that was for Little Kids Rock. And Little Kids Rock gives instruments and provides funds for music education for underprivileged children. And the bass player for our Electric Pie band, Scott Burton, is on the board of directors of that organization, so we do a lot of stuff with them. And so we were very fortunate to do really well with that CD and give a really nice donation to this organization. This year it's Magic on the Navasink, and it's all Red Bank related because the group of people that came up with this idea are all friends that got together and met each other and became friends at the downtown cafe in Red Bank back when they had the rock and roll karaoke. So out of that rock and roll karaoke came a few people that broke out and had their own bands, Strawberry Pie included. Without that activity, there would be no pie. So, it means a lot to us. But the nice thing is that there was a camaraderie and a sense of family that led us to want to do things together to help other people. So that's really nice. This year we are doing a benefit for the Red Bank Elks Club Veterans Charity. So the activity is called the Red Bank Vet Fest. Our CD release is on February 22nd, 22, which is a Wednesday. The party is at the Elks Club in Red Bank, 40 West Street, West Front Street, and it's from 6 to 11. And we have 18 tracks, and I guess I'll mention some of the artists.
Go right ahead.
Strawberry Pie, of course. is
Who?
on it. Strawberry
Oh,
Pie.
Strawberry Pie.
Laura and I, and by the way, this is Andy Russo from the Woodfield Brothers, who is our paisan, who we have taken possession of him for his guitar talents and vocal talents. And
It's horrible.
I know.
Been
Do
possessed.
not listen to his cries for help.
Yes.
Do not try to rescue him. He belongs to us. We took him over, and that's the end of that. But Andy is part of our Electric Pie band, and he also does plays with us when we do something that other than a duo. And we did participate in Light of Day this weekend, and it was the three of us.
Can you tell
Laura,
how tired we are?
we're exhausted. Laura, Andy, and I.
Where'd you guys play?
We played at the Wonder Bar all the 3 nights that we played. Thursday we did the Wonder Jam. Friday we did the open mic. Saturday we played right before Colossal Street Jam. It was a multi-band event. And Friday night we were invited to the couch party at the Asbury Hotel, hosted by Bobby Mahoney from Bobby Mahoney and the Seventh Son. And that was
A lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. There were people from all over the world and all kinds of mayhem, and you had to be there to appreciate it.
Yeah.
You can't, something we can't convey.
No,
right?
it was fantastic.
Yeah. So
Band from Italy that was played all American roots music, and they did it very well.
Really?
It was a lot of fun.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
they were amazing. Yeah.
There was an Irish band in here last week that was participating.
Oh,
They
really?
they were all from Ireland, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, the Light of Day brings people from everywhere. So, the second week of January 2018, keep an eye out, because a lot of our friends that play here in Red Bank and around the shore are going to be participating in Light of Day. But anyway, so we called it the Wonder Pie Trifecta, because we played the Wonder Bar 3 nights in a row. But anyway, I'm here all week.
Tell your friends about it.
Yeah, tell your friends about it. Okay, so our charity CD has music by the Red Bank Blues Band, which is known as RB3. They play all over Red Bank. And
It's Paul Bracco, right?
Paul Bracco, yes, absolutely. Bullet Bob and the Colts, Scott Elk, Random Test, who are a reggae
Great
band.
reggae band.
They-
Great reggae
everybody
band.
knows Random Test in Red Bank.
Random
They're
Test.
Jamians,
That's how my man Danny
and
says
they
it.
are so cool. They played one of the years. Well, you're always nominated for an Asbury Music Award Radio Personality, but the first year that I was really friends with you, that we went to the
The awards.
awards, they played the last set of the night. I think I danced until my shoes broke off my feet that night. It was a fantastic.
They're a
Random Test,
fantastic
they were
band,
amazing.
yeah.
Oh, Carol Barbieri, God bless her. She's an angel, the voice of an angel. DJ Pinelli, he's got some really cool stuff. A great CD. Dawn Hopkins, she's an amazing bass player and also vocalist and songwriter. Colossal Street Jam, killer rock band. And I want to shout out to the guys in Colossal Street Jam, because our Electric Pie band has been put on the map, because when they have big events like at the Saint or places in the city, they bring Electric Pie to open for them. So they have really put our full band sound out there with all our original.
Gene and Sal.
Sal.
And as far as I know, just Gene and Sal, but it could be more.
Well,
They
Gene
will
and
be in
Sal is
here.
Guns for Hire. Oh, they're coming?
They'll be here March 6th.
Oh, they will?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Who's that?
You know what?
Colossal
Street Jam. Take a deep breath. Take your vitamins that day, because those guys,
They've
right?
been on Rock on Radio twice now.
Yeah,
They've been on
but
the radio program. So
gonna be
actually,
seen.
everybody you've mentioned so far has
Has
been
been
on Rock
okay.
on Radio.
Well,
so
let's see who else.
We're We're getting ready to take over the world, Nash.
We're
We're building it one band at a time.
And you know what?
That's right.
And Pi did the first night. I am so honored.
Of this, that's right.
Yes.
We are honored. Yes. Of this. Yes.
That's right. One more with Danny Coleman.
One
and
more.
here you are again. One more
slice of pie and with filling. I mean, this is really tasty.
It is.
Right here. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, Shady Street Show Band.
They've not been on the show.
They've not been well, then they have to be.
They're
have to
amazing,
be. Yes.
amazing
There's
guys.
a list of have to be.
Shady Street.
They are so talented.
I've
Yes.
seen them
Yeah.
at the
Killer.
Asbury Awards.
Oh, the Asbury. I missed you. I was sick at the Asbury Awards. I was home.
Guess what? I didn't win again.
I was going to ask that question.
No, I have
am
to
the
tell
Susan
you.
Did you
Lucci
win?
of
Yeah.
the Asbury Music
Took
Awards.
Steven Spielberg a few times to win, right?
Well, that's okay, because Pi was nominated twice, and we didn't win twice. But we don't care, because we're brand new. But Laura, I actually was expecting to hear that she was going to win. Laura has worked with 7 bands this year. Not only just, doing a few things, but gigging with them on their CDs. I mean, I don't know how she does it, and yet she's still my Pie sister.
Did
She's,
she, by any chance, go play? Did she go up to South Orange to on New Year's Eve with Willie or no?
No, I
Okay.
believe she was with her family on New Year's Eve. Yeah.
Darn families.
I know these families. They just take the fun out of everything. Just kidding. I love Bill. He's a saint. and her kids and mom and dad. Anyway, Mike Cool and Courtney McManus. I mean, you've had them both on your show, right?
No.
At least Mike.
Mike was with you guys, right?
Well, you have to have
Not
Courtney.
Courtney is supposed to come on.
Courtney.
We're in negotiations.
All right. Courtney. I don't know who to look at. Come on the show. Sarah States, Oxygen. Nice song. Beautiful song. Johnny Hathaway.
Johnny's been on the show.
Yes. And I love the title of his. I'm not mentioning all of it, but Let's All Get Medicated. Let's just say that's a theme. Hi, John. I always say hi to John. Medicated Pete, from.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He lives here, medicated.
Yes,
He comes in
Medicated
here all the
Pete.
time.
So what a
he's
segue,
from
right?
right
Let's
back.
all get
He's a word,
medicated.
yeah.
And have you heard him do a cover of Purple Rain? He kills it.
No.
Just saying.
Can I inject a funny story?
Absolutely.
Medicated Pete was in the store playing the drums. My brother called. I said, Medicated Pete is here. He said, my brother says, ask Pete if he would please sing to me Purple Rain. So, he goes through his thing. Purple Rain. Okay. Hangs up the phone. He says, hold on, a friend of mine just texted me. He goes, Prince just died.
Oh, wow.
Just as he was singing Purple
Purple
Rain
Rain.
to my
Oh,
brother.
my God.
So my brother said, please don't let him sing any more songs
Ever.
to anyone in the store. I'm sorry, I had to inject that. My friend,
that's a great
Medicated
story.
Pete.
That's a great
quite a
story.
story.
It's true.
Not sure where you're going with that. Are you
Well,
making an accusation?
Oh,
Just dropping it in there.
okay. This is not a seance.
Do we
Yes,
have to
just-
open up the deck
Just
of
hold
Prince?
on, just
Alright,
dropping
okay,
it in
just-
there. Danny
don't let go.
Coleman.
Okay. Santa Ray. Santa Ray, the immortal one.
The immortal.
He will never, ever, ever, ever die.
Probably
and I'm
not.
sure he's told you enough stories about all his defibrillators and his heart. When he had open heart surgery, they had to shock him 4 times. He has a song about that.
Lord.
He's had his defibrillator replaced. He's on a heart transplant. He is not going. The Santa, boys and girls, Santa Claus exists, and he
Yes.
will exist forever.
And he's been on Rock on Radio multiple times.
And it's
As recently
it
as
is
December.
true, and we can prove it.
Appropriate.
We can prove it. God bless him. He's the best. The whole thing, Renee Avila, and Zone Blitz Chainsaw. I mean, 18 New Jersey artists who have generously donated their original music so that we can market and sell this CD to benefit our veterans.
And where's it? How do we
Okay.
obtain this?
www.redbankallstars.com. And we will be having all kinds of announcements. You can look for the Red Bank All Stars on the Downtown All Stars on Facebook. And we'll be advertising our event. It is again February 22nd, Wednesday, 6 to 11. Many of these artists are going to be performing live, so you'll get to hear not only the original music on the CD, but a few of their other things. It's $20 at the door, and it includes a CD. So where can you get 18 original songs, really beautifully done, and a really great party for $20? You can't get that anywhere. It's
Not
Cash
from Ronco.
Farm. No,
Danny's
not anywhere.
House.
And let me just say this:
That's right, at the Jocko Ray.
Wouldn't be 20, would be 30.
$10 cover charge for veterans and active service people, active service members. And I personally want to dedicate this event to my father, rest in peace, and my uncle, rest in peace, both Vietnam vets, and my grandfather and my Uncle Lee, who are veterans, and I have a few cousins in Puerto Rico who are also veterans. You know what? We don't do enough for them, and I think it's beautiful that we're coming together to honor the people, who serve our country. So this is a wonderful event for a great cause, and the music is fantastic. I mean, for the cause and for the music.
How can we advertise that for you in the store? Do you have posters? Do
We
you
will
have-
be generating, because they're still getting final approval. We will
Whatever
be
you have.
generating posters. Thank you.
Yeah,
We'll be generating posters. We'll be on social
There's
media,
that sense of community.
all over the
Yes.
place. Yeah, absolutely. See, thank you.
No, we'll post whatever you want.
And we appreciate it. And it's just really an honor to be a part of an organization that's always looking for a good cause to support. And when something comes up like this music community that you were talking about and that you've been a part of for quite a while, you know all these people, you say, okay, there's a need for this in the community, and all these musicians say, I'm in, and they don't take a penny. And they don't blink twice. They're like, here's my song. Take it. Do what you want. I'll perform. Whatever.
Yeah, that's very nice.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So
Good for you. That's great.
That is something that I've often talked about, and our buddy Ernie White
Yes.
said to me one time, he's like,
One of
Danny, first time,
most
if
talented
somebody's
guy I
having a
ever met.
benefit,
Yeah.
or if somebody wants to raise money or they want to put on a show, what's the first thing they do? They call a musician.
Yeah.
What's your availability? I'm putting
That-
this thing together. What
yeah.
can you do?
That is a question I wanted to ask you. How do musicians outside of the area get involved with this with you? Because it sounds to me like it's all just local people, but there's musicians from Hamilton, Mercer County, but would love to be involved in a vet thing or any kind of, how do you get that word out to them?
the director of the Downtown All Stars, Darren Johnson, he is always out and about. He goes to shows all over the place.
That's right.
And
That's Darren Johnson to you and me.
He shamelessly approaches every musician he meets anywhere. Out of state, when he's out away on business, everywhere he goes, he's handing out the cards. He's telling them about the Downtown All Stars. So, I mean, all by himself, he can't do it. But we are online.
Again, there's a
on
community
social
of
media.
musicians
Yep.
in that area that would love to be involved in things down
It
here.
doesn't
as well.
have to be Jersey Shore. The organization is from the Jersey Shore, but any musician that is generous enough to donate their talents or has a cause that would like for the rest of us to support is welcome to contact us, and we are on it. So every year we're trying to do an annual CD. So next year it'll be another.
Yeah.
So if somebody contacts Darren and says, "Hey, I have this cause, we could really use a little financial help," that'll be the next CD.
What I would like to do is any information you have, I can spread it to that community.
Fantastic.
I could be the liaison to that community and say, listen, guys, this is what they do down there. If you want to get involved, if you want to, from a selfish standpoint, they may, I just want to get some exposure. I'll be more than happy to volunteer my time and do that.
Next year it'll be a double CD.
Yeah, so it's just more, connection.
I mean, you
which
never
I would be
know.
more than happy to do.
Well, thank you. We will
Last time I
absolutely.
said that, Mario, I got arrested. But I wanted some exposure.
I remember that.
Well, Danny,
Is that
I
a
don't
Dunkin'
know.
Donuts on Route 33,
Dunkin'
wasn't
Donuts
it?
on 33,
2 o'clock.
yeah.
You still have that panel van?
It's a rest stop.
No?
Let's not mention the parking
And
lot.
the duct tape?
I don't have that trench coat anymore, though.
It's in evidence somewhere.
There's
It's
a
in a plastic
history. There
bag.
is a history with exposure between that and the cinching. I don't know.
The cinching.
Cinching.
That's a story
I
for
don't like
another
the sound of
time.
that. I haven't been cinched in a long time. I could use a good
See,
cinching
that's
now.
why Dee Dee and I have this incredibly tight bond because there
I
was a
could
cinching.
smell it. Yeah.
There was a cinching incident.
Yes.
Actually, across the street in the parking lot.
All I got to know is you cinched. So I don't need to know the rest
It's
of
a
the
lead
details.
pipe cinch. That's
I don't
exactly
need to
right. If you're just clicking on, tuning in, check what Nash, did we come to a realization as to what that is supposed to be? Is it like when people are tuning in? Is it because they're not tuning anything? Are they clicking them out? What do we call that, Nash?
They're clicking in.
Clicking in. Okay.
Click.
If you're just clicking in, I'm Danny Coleman. This is One More live from Monmouth Music right here in downtown Red Bank, New Jersey. And tonight is the sponsor edition. We have Mario. You hear me talk about him every week. He pops up every now and then. But now he's stuck right next to me because I can't move while we're live on the air. So Mario is held hostage. We have...
Like a caged baboon.
That's right.
We're
Mario's
not
going
moving.
crazy. But we have Mario DiBartolo, the owner of Monmouth Music, who graciously lets us set up shop here every Monday night to bring you One More with Danny Coleman right here on the Carousel Arts YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our channel and give us a like there on Facebook, and we'll try to bring you quality programming every Monday. And Dee Dee Montanero and Andy Russo, half of Strawberry Pie and their Paisan,
Yeah.
representing the Downtown All-Stars of Red Bank.
It comes in so many flavors now.
It does.
Yes.
It does.
We are yummy.
Because you guys, I'm going to read your ad right now. Even though you just went through all that, I'm going to read your ad because Nash was making funny signals at me, and that means it's time to read the ad. Keep your eyes open for that next charity compilation CD, which is right here. Nash, can you zoom in on that and not get my nasal hairs? We're going to go right there.
Well, didn't you clip on
All
me?
right. Of course I did. I knew you were going to be here. Keep your eyes open for the next charity compilation CD produced by the Downtown All-Stars of Red Bank. Magic on the Navasink will feature original works of art. Original works by artists. They are individual little paintings on CD.
Yes.
Like I get it. By artists such as Colossal Street Jam, Dawn Hopkins, DJ Pinelli, John Hathaway, and many more. Magic on the Navasink is being produced to benefit the Red Banks Elks Lodge number 233 Veteran Support Programs. Downtown All-Stars' first compilation CD, Bright Lights on Broad Street, benefited Little Kids Rock, which provided free music instruction and instruments to underserved public school districts all across the United States. It's available on the Downtown All-Stars website and from select retailers. The Downtown All-Stars of Red Bank, LLC. You're all official and stuff.
We are very official.
Is a collective of local musicians and performing artists bound together to raise both funds and awareness for charities and worthy causes using the immeasurable power of music. Go to
www.redbankallstars.com
or follow them on Facebook at facebook.com/redbankallstars.
See, now all the talking I did, you could have done that in 30 seconds.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't be here to enjoy this great camaraderie, revelry, and noshing.
Noshing. The noshing will take place.
See? That's your piece is still there. Look. See?
It is there.
And again, we want to thank Antoinette Boulangerie for providing us with this dizzying array of pastries. And they are really good.
Boulangerie. I just love that word.
Boulangerie.
It's tasty.
I like cinching.
Cinching.
I like that.
Her boulangerie was being
I'm not going to be able to forget that. It's now stuck in my head. Like a big moron.
Well, it was Halloween.
Go ahead, yeah, you got to tell the story.
I don't know if I want to hear
Right.
it. I want to have a little thing in my head that I don't want you to ruin it.
You know, it's
Whatever
an
it is.
anticlimactic story,
Okay.
actually. It sounds very
Neither
scandalous.
of us
It sounds very scandalous, but it was really not a big deal. Do I have to tell a story?
No,
Yeah.
you can.
You have to now.
Okay, I have to now. All right. So,
Please, the production room wants to hear
okay.
the story.
So I barely knew Danny,
I knew
but
it.
since I have no shame,
But I was lurking outside under her windows.
I have no shame, and neither does he. We got along very well quickly, and yes, and we're totally inappropriate, and and that was cool. So anyway, at the time I was married, and it was Halloween at the
getting
downtown
better.
cafe.
It's getting better.
There's no,
No,
duct
really,
tape in the
seriously,
story.
it's
Is there?
not
Is there duct
exciting.
tape in the story?
No,
I
it
hope
was.
not.
It really wasn't. It was Halloween, and I am a Halloween freak. So I went all out for my vampire costume with contact lenses and my hair all done. I had fangs, and I had a really cool outfit, like kind of steampunk, with a corset. And for reasons that I don't care to share, the corset kept kind of coming undone, like loosening. So when we arrived at in the parking lot, and we're getting ready to walk into the downtown, I had to make my vampirical entrance. I had to be all put together. So I told Marlo, I said, could you please cinch my corset and tie a knot so it doesn't, come loose in public. I don't want any wardrobe malfunctions.
They're in
So
cinch.
anyway,
And I happened upon it.
so those things are really hard to tighten. So, I'm getting all tugged on and stuff. And I guess in the
Her
dark,
husband had his foot in her back. He's like,
I guess in the dark it must have looked, So he's driving around. I see this guy in his pickup truck driving around, looking, watching, and then driving around again.
That's funny.
And looking, I'm going, who is that creep watching me get cinched? It was Dan. Danny's
5
going,
miles on it in that
and
parking
Danny's
lot.
driving and going, what the hell are those two doing?
That was exactly what went through my head.
Right? What are those two
Danny says,
doing?
I think they're cinching right in the parking lot.
There's a
Apparently.
cinching going
All
on.
it
There's a cinching
is-
going on, yeah.
And it was really, see, it was just
very
a
innocent.
completely disappointing story.
For you, maybe.
We loved it. Danny loved it.
Yeah, right? So, Andy, how did you wind up stumbling upon
Wow.
the pie?
There was a cinching going on.
Yeah.
Oh, another one?
Another
Yeah.
No, we had run into each other numerous times, both in the community down in the southern Monmouth County area. I play mostly down in that area, and Dee Dee plays a few places down in the Neptune, Belmar area. And I saw her play a couple times, then wound up sitting in, and then I got abducted, and the
Yeah,
rest
they
is
have a
kind
way
of-
of doing that.
Yeah,
And I invaded your band.
yeah, she invaded our band as well. Yes.
They have a way of doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's been a nice crossover. We play every weekend, and during the summer, 4 or 5 nights a week. We've had a few guys that just can't keep up with the schedule, and Dee Dee stepped in, and it's been a pleasant addition. Nice vocals, and she can also play guitar very well. So it's been a nice synergy there. Yeah.
Nice. And what's the name of your band?
The Woodfield Brothers.
The Woodfield Brothers.
Yes, none of us are brothers.
You have a.
Well, I wear pants when I sing with them because,
Yes.
I'm not a brother.
No.
But you wear pants.
I wear pants when I sing with them, so you can't tell the difference.
So do I.
Really? Seriously?
No.
Tell the difference.
People have never gotten confused by that at all.
I can't even go there.
These are different times we live in.
Oh, God. Ooh, Nash. Family friendly, family friendly, family friendly.
Yeah, we'll keep it.
So, you guys have websites or?
Yeah, woodfieldbrothers.com.
Okay.
And like I said, we play mostly in the southern Monmouth County area, all around Asbury, Neptune, Belmar. Outside a lot in the summer, places like 9th Avenue Pier. And I wind up doing sunsets pretty much every Monday with Dee and Laura. And so we're pretty busy.
Tell them about the 26th. That's a big one.
The 26th, remind me.
January
What it is. Oh,
the-
yes. No, yes. We have been playing at the various MJ's locations for, we did every grand opening that they had.
Oh.
And we were doing a big 5th anniversary for their Neptune location on the 26th. It's a Thursday night. It's going to be the Woodfield Brothers, Dee Dee and Laura. We've got Mark Leinbach from Gary U.S. Bond's band sitting in with
Okay.
us. Rob Dye, who's just done a lot of work for
He
Light
was just here.
Yeah,
Very
Rob
nice
was here
guy.
last
Really
week.
nice guy.
Great guy.
Neptune, that's the one on 66, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Okay.
So we'll be there on the
The
26th.
26th?
Yeah, they're going to have a big 5th anniversary celebration, drink specials, the Guinness girls, the Jameson girls.
We're there.
Yeah, so
I'm in.
I'll
cheers.
go with you.
Let's go now.
There will be cinching.
See you, Nash.
There will be some
There will be
cinching.
Well, I figured we
Cinching.
cinch on the way down. This
We
way
could
we
cinch,
get it out
that's
of the way.
Correct. I have multiple cinching vessels for that. Wow. Cinching.
Well, I know you enjoy it, so
I do.
Yeah.
I do. You know that. It's
Yes, you
special. It's a bond.
It is. It is a bond. So our friendship is solid.
It is. That is, all kidding aside, that is true.
That is true.
That is very
Danny and I are very good friends. Almost like family.
true. Yeah. Almost.
Almost.
I fight more with my family. I don't fight with you. I fight with.
If you were like
Thank you,
family, you
family.
couldn't really admire the cinching that much.
See, that's why I kept driving
It
around.
almost becomes
Oh, it was still creepy anyway.
gets a little weird when you're family and you
Yeah.
cinch. Just saying.
Ooh.
Boy, the crew over there is
Yeah,
having
they're
a good
having
time.
a great time. You hear the delay?
Yeah.
The family that cinches together.
Does something
Oh,
else together.
that's
better.
Good old family cinch every now and then.
That's there you
wrong
go.
with
See?
that.
It helps with the bonding.
The bonding.
Nothing
The
wrong with a good
bondage.
cinch.
On the meat, hey, that's a cinch. Whoa.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah.
That's right. This is the only show that recommends a good cinching. Whenever you get a chance. So how long you been playing? Have you been playing the guitar?
Phew, I've been playing since I was a little kid, and I played all around the area when I was, at the time, times were different. I was playing in bars when I was 17, celebrated my
Yeah,
18th birthday
remember that?
playing in a bar, and the bar Tender said, "Why is everybody buying you shots?" I said, "Well, I'm 18 tonight." He goes, "You've been playing here for a year.
Yeah,
You just
that's
turned
funny,
18." Yeah. So those were different
Too late,
times. So
yeah.
I played all through my
So
teenage years.
you're like my age then, because
Wow.
the
I can get discounts in certain places.
Yeah, that's right. I remember playing.
You got that card in the mail?
Yes, I
Yeah, yeah.
First bar gig I ever did was the Olden Cafe over on Greenwood and Olden.
Oh, yeah. I
Remember
that.
across from Billy Briggs's first
Yeah,
place
yeah.
in Trenton, actually, and I was 17.
Yeah.
6 months later, we were back there. I turned 18, and it was the same type of deal.
Yeah.
People were buying me shots.
Yeah. Yeah,
North
those were-
Olden?
No, South Olden, just on the other side of Greenwood Avenue. Over by the old Greenwood Theater.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, by Maruka's.
Yes.
You know Maruka's that's on
Yeah,
the
the
Seaside
big
Boardwalk?
I don't.
Maruka's Pizza? They started.
That was their first one on the Olden Avenue.
Yeah, it's on South Olden Avenue.
They grew up with my mom from Chambersburg.
Chambersburg guys.
Yeah.
So, hey, so you
Wow.
wow.
So, yeah, so I played until I was about 25 or so constantly, 4 or 5 nights a week, and then did the family thing, the corporate thing, and took a little break. And then when
Which
my
is
kids got older,
inevitable.
yeah, when
Life
my
gets
kids
in the
got
way.
older and kind of independent, I got back out. And it's funny, we talk about this. The way I got started again was by just doing charity work. Friends of mine, a gentleman named Tim Cusack, who's a Woodfield brother, we used to go out and do benefits.
I know that name.
And he's been around forever, as just like we all been. And
Wonderful vocalist.
great vocalist. And we started doing charity work. And every time we do charity work, people would hire us for something. And it's something that we didn't intend to do, and it just took on a life of its own. We did charity events at the Headliner, and they'd wind up booking us, and all these venues that we played at would book us. So it was a win-win, and then it came to be where we do the charity events, and we had a full schedule of gigs that just came from doing those things. So we're fortunate to give and get.
And get returned. Do you remember the first gig you ever did?
Actually, I do, and it's a. I don't know if I can tell the story, but yeah, I was.
It's the internet. You can do whatever you want. You can cinch.
Well, I could tell a few stories. Yeah, the first gig I did, I was 17, and it was in a very tough bar in the Highlands. And before we struck a note, people were telling us that we sucked and this and that.
Oh, nice.
And a big bar fight broke out before we even struck our first note, and I was pinned up against the wall with my guitar.
Sounds like the chubby pickle.
It it was an interesting evening, and we used to do a lot of bars like that where the music was just a small part of the entertainment that went on that night.
Sounds like Buff Stones.
Oh my God!
Played
Yes.
there a lot of movement.
How about
It
that?
wasn't that. Yeah, it got a little weird.
Yeah, we had those.
It could have been weird.
I used to play. Remember the treasure chest on South Clinton Avenue? Treasure chest.
I know it
was
for
a go-go
reasons
joint.
other than
Yeah.
bands. Yeah,
Yeah, it was a
sure.
go-go joint, and I was in a band that would play in between sets of the go-go dancers.
Really? Cool.
Windsor Manor would do that sometimes.
That's cool.
Camelot.
The Camelot. They actually gutted
Not that I've
building.
ever been to.
Did
any
you
of
ever
those
do a
We
places.
would know nothing about those establishments.
Peter's place. Never been.
Well,
No.
yes and no.
Okay.
They weren't supposed to be go-go gigs, but they turned into them.
Into those,
Hey,
right?
it's
How about you,
a
Deeds?
party.
What was your first gig? Other than,
Other than in Puerto Rico?
yeah.
Oh my God. I think I'm gonna guess because let's just say the brain cells from back then are no longer with me.
Whoa.
But I was in a band called Off Duty in the late 80s with my cousin Ivan on guitar and Jeff Freeman, who is Herbie Freeman from the Sheep Herders.
Yeah.
Herbie Freeman's brother.
Okay.
Jeff and my cousin Ivan were high school buds, and they had a band called Off Duty, and I was their backup singer / they were just nice to me and let me hang out and sing with them. And we played at Bar Bombay, which is now Zachary's.
Okay.
Yeah. And they made Red Death, the little red shots,
Yeah.
but they were like this
Pictures
big.
of Red Death.
So we were in our early 20s, and we would arrive, 2-3 hours early. And by the time we set up, we had no idea we were. But they loved us. We did like Violent Femmes and that kind of stuff, like frat party music. People loved it. People loved it. Jeff Freeman is an amazing vocalist, and the guys in the band, they were all high school buds. They were really good musicians. I don't even know why I was in the band. They were just nice to me because I was family. And we did Bar Bombay almost every weekend for a couple of years. It was fun.
Oh, nice.
How old were you?
24. I was the oldest one.
What was your first gig? How old?
First time I ever played in public or
That
first
you
gig?
got paid for?
First gig I ever got paid for? 14.
I was 13.
Really?
I got you beat.
There you go.
All right, if we're counting that, then
Yeah.
I was
Paid
16
for.
in Puerto Rico, though, but
Were
not
you getting
here.
paid?
Yeah, getting paid.
I was 13. Me, Brian Leahy, who's a monster B3
Keyboard.
player,
Yeah.
monster, to this day. The Pratico brothers, Joey and Vince, who
Wow.
Joey's like a jazz monster. Anyway, Bob Sandor,
But Bob came
From
out to
the
my gig at
Buick,
the Hob
whatever.
a couple weeks ago. The
Well,
Hob, you
13
remember
years
the
old.
Hob?
Yeah.
we were 13 years old. We played the Fillmore East Allman Brothers album at a Catholic
Wow,
dance, high school dance.
Oh my.
that's heavy.
Yeah, it was too heavy. But I got paid $15, and my father picked me up at the end of the night. And he says, "You're now a professional musician." I says, "Why?" He goes, "Did you get paid?" And I says, "Yeah." And he goes, "How much?" I go, $15. He goes, "Now you're a professional musician."
Sweet.
I never forgot that.
I was 14.
Yeah.
We did one of the guys in the band, just turned 14 years old. And one of the guys in the band was the first gig I ever did with him.
Mhm.
His sister got married.
14.
And, you remember boxer Kenny Bogner,
Yeah, sure.
right? His
Oh, yeah.
brother Joe was in my band.
Kenny
and-
Bang Bang.
Kenny Bang Bang
Yeah.
Bogner.
Yeah.
And his brother Joe was a guitar player in my band.
Mm-hmm.
And it was his sister that got married, and we set up in her backyard and
Yeah.
we played. We got paid I forget what it was. They passed a tip jar around. I was in that band for 4 years. I made $13.
There you go. We were making a whopping
total.
You know what?
$15 a bed.
You made more than most musicians make right now.
I was going to say that
Right.
the fee really
Yeah.
hasn't gone up.
No, I'm making the same money I made this first gig that I'm talking about.
In the 70s and 80s, it's still the
yes.
same money. Yeah.
But
Sandor must have been, Bobby Sandor was probably 12.
Wow.
He was younger than us. We could play a raised ninth chord, so we were better than everybody else. Our brothers,
that's why you
older
were the
brothers,
guitar player
were
you
all
are today.
musicians.
Yeah.
You know, guys like Paul Plummerai and Joe Zook, they were hanging around my friends with my friend's older brother.
Right.
So when they would see us rehearse at the old Hilltop in Crosswicks, the Praticos owned that. It
Oh,
was a-
really?
Yeah, it was a restaurant up there.
Okay.
We would practice in the restaurant on a Sunday when it was closed. And those guys would come in and show us raised ninth or, diminished or augmented chords. And at 13, when you played them, then everybody was like, oh,
Yeah.
Now,
It was fun.
Paul Plummerai, Joe Zook, all those blues guys, they're all from the Trenton area. And they're just incredibly talented. But actually, if you go to my Facebook wall, you'll see, did you see Tommy Kroyak posted a video of Paul Plummerai and Joe Zook together from some years back.
all nice guys.
Incredibly talented musicians.
Always nice to me, helpful to the younger guys. And
I was
bands and
Paul's
stuff.
UPS
I'm sure you
guy.
have the same thing around here. People, the older, there's an older crowd, then there's the older guys would take care of and women would take care of the other guys and bring them up and come on up on
Yeah.
stage and play. And
Well, we
them
have
some
now
exposure.
all the kids that, if you've seen the kids' night at Jamian's open
Yeah.
mic,
yeah.
and
Ron
the
that guy
Rob
runs it,
Dye,
right? Yeah.
and then he also hosted
it's
the
great.
kids gig at the Stone Pony on yesterday for Light of Day. All these young kids that are coming up,
great.
and
And
it's
playing.
amazing. But it's exactly the same thing.
100%.
Bands like our bands, we're bringing those kids up
Yeah.
to play with
And
us.
you should.
Right.
And you should. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah, and you know what they
and then
have
they'll be
actually,
talking about you the way that Mario was
Yeah.
talking.
And they'll always appreciate it.
And we both have sons now that are performing musicians.
Yes.
so-
His son is an amazing guitar player. He plays with Gallagher's Guest House. They're a really, really cool jam band. They were Asbury Award, Music Award nominees.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
with
Nice.
Waiting on Mongo, that category.
okay.
And they're all friends, so they play gigs together. Waiting on Mongo and Gallagher's Guest House.
Oh, great. See
Really,
that?
really
And
good
her
band.
son is a tremendous drummer as well.
You know Victor.
I remember
he
when Victor
plays
started.
now with Avery Rose and the Thorns, and they've done a few shows, big shows like at the Pony and at the House of Independence,
Independence,
and they
Right.
played also at Rob Dye's event. So
Nice. All right. Well, we got to get ready for you two to perform. And I want to thank you for sponsoring One More with Danny Coleman, the Downtown All-Stars of Red Bank, and for taking the time to come in tonight
Oh, thank you.
thank you for having us.
to help us out. Mario, always thank you.
Mario.
Always welcome.
You have the Rock and Roll show coming up.
We have it's a Steely Dan show on March 4th and 5th at the Kelsey Theater in Mercer County at the Community College, Mercer County Community College.
On Edinburgh
It's
Road,
a theater
Old Trenton Road.
production,
Yeah.
a theater production, including the green screen video documentation of Steely Dan and
Oh wow.
their
The whole Age
lives
album.
and their
Wow.
first half of the show is medleys of their first 5 or 6 albums and taking cuts from each album, and the second half of the show is the album Asia in its entirety from
Wow.
beginning to end.
Ooh, that's
It's
nice.
13 people in the band this time.
That's a nice show. 13.
13.
And Tommy Rioch
Wow.
puts together Mario said, there's a big video screen behind there with factoids about the band, about the songs. He narrates it himself. A lot of the things are on the screen.
It's a theater
cool.
presentation, so it gives people an opportunity to understand more about Steely Dan, what was going on culturally, politically at the time. So it gives an overview or a better insight as to what was happening when they created the album, how they created the songs, and then we play through, in between. But
That's
it's
ambitious.
always fun.
Wow.
This is the 9th or 10th year we've done it. We've done like Quadrophenia, the Deja Vu
Oh,
album,
really?
the
Oh,
White
yeah.
album,
Big Pink.
the band Big
Songs from
Pink.
Big Pink.
We've done
Wow.
Eric Clapton's Journeyman. Jackson Brown Running on Empty we did last summer.
Which was fantastic.
Oh,
I love that
I
album.
But,
bet.
I've been
it's
to
called
many
the
of those
Rioch
shows.
and
Yeah.
Roll
They're
Review.
amazing.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah. And do you always do this at Mercer
Local
County
guys.
College?
What's that?
You always do it at Mercer County College?
We've been doing it there for the last 9 years. We started off with I think 6 or 8 shows at the Off-Broadway Theater in Hopewell, and Mercer County holds more people. It's typically it's
It's
usually
400 or
sold
500
out.
seats.
Yeah.
Sells
Yeah,
out 2 shows like
Saturday
wow.
night,
Love to see these
Sunday.
shows.
But we some local shore guys. Joe Grillo, he's in
Joe
Jay was
Grillo.
playing. He's
Joe
our
Grillo
horn.
played the night
Before-
before
before.
Thanksgiving with my band, Boss
Yeah.
Radio AM Gold.
Yeah, Joe puts
Another
the horn
10-piece
section
unit.
together. Lisa Bouchelle puts the backup singers together. She heads up the background singers.
Amazing.
Joe Grillo does the horns. Then there's Tommy and on keys, Bud Belviso on keys, Jerry Steele on pedal steel and guitar, myself, Hal Katofsky on bass,
On bass.
Steve
Yeah.
Shufsky and Bob Dimitrition on percussion.
Well,
That
we're
adds
gonna
up
let
to
them get
13.
ready to.
Nice lineup.
We're gonna let them get ready to play, or they're not gonna have time. So
I'm not done talking.
and you-
Hey.
we're gonna release
Listen.
Mario from hostage
I just want
situation
to say
here.
that Mario has a musical name.
He does.
Oh, thank you. That's good. I hope.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Thank
It's
you.
a very musical name.
Rolls off
Go
the
ahead,
tongue.
Mario. We're gonna let you walk on out there as
Bartolo.
I wander over here and talk about this very fine establishment that we are in, broadcasting live from right now. Monmouth Music.
Yes.
Established in 1987, it's located right here in the historic center of Red Bank, New Jersey. For 30 years, Monmouth Music has served the local and traveling musician with brand name instruments and accessories at everyday low prices. Monmouth Music also welcomes aspiring musicians of all levels with a broad selection of affordable instruments, including school orchestra instruments, for both sale and rental. Monmouth Music provides students with long-tenured music teaching staff as well. In addition to providing brand-name instruments and complete lesson plans, Monmouth Music is also home to Bob Pinto's Guitar Hospital, specializing in string instrument repairs. There's also an in-house professional amplifier repair service by BP Electronics. Monmouth Music is owner-operated, and you met him tonight, and it ensures you'll get professional and personal service every day. Come to Red Bank, New Jersey, and visit Monmouth Music. You will not be disappointed. Just like right now, I know for a fact that you will not be disappointed because my good friend Dee Dee and my new friend Andy, Strawberry Pie, Half, and the Paisan are going to do a song from this compilation disc that Magic on the Navasink, which is available where, Deeds?
www.redbankallstars.com.
.com and select retailers.
And on February 22nd at our big event at the Elks Lodge.
At the Red Bank Elks Lodge, right over here on West Front Street, downtown Red Bank.
Downtown.
All right, what are you going to do for us, Dee?
Okay, we are going to be performing Better Days, which is the song that Strawberry Pie has on the CD. So, here we go. Oh, and by the way, we just want to say Kelly Cartwheels from Pepperwine is on that, doing the vocals, and Brees is also there doing guitar. So, Strawberry Pie with Pepperwine on the CD, and Half a Pie with Paisan live right now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Don't fall apart. You know you gotta be strong when your world comes crumbling down and everything's going wrong. If you can keep it together, know that you'll make it through. Just believe in yourself, like I believe in you. It feels like the end, but you've gotta believe gonna be better days, though I know you can't see. You can keep it together, and that you'll make it through. Just believe in yourself, like I believe in you. Everything's done and you can't go on, but I know you're strong and I've seen what you're made of. You know that I'm right here with you. If it's all I can do, I will see it through. You know that I believe in you. Give me a hand if you feel like you're falling. Just say the word and I'll pull you up. Anytime you come calling, we will do this together. I will help you get through. Just believe in yourself, like I believe in you. Just believe in yourself, like I believe in you.
There we go. Dee Dee, Andy, Strawberry Pie, Paisan. One more with Danny Coleman. Let me borrow this microphone over here because I have to read a text message that we got. While I was on the air, I felt my pocket buzzing. A quick hello, Danny. This old dog finally got to watch your show live. Kudos to the event on February 22nd.
Thank you.
If I can't attend, can they make a donation? And he says, Red Bank All-Stars, I got it. And that's from the amazing guitarist Jeff Gunther. Thank you, Jeff, for tuning in.
Much.
And thank you so much. Dee Dee, thank you. Mario, thank you very much. And next week, my scheduled guest is Mark Sacco. Mark has played with everybody from Jimmy and the Parrots to, I don't know, the list is endless. So next week, until then, one more.